Hey everyone, my name's Claire, also known as the Naked Warrior. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a dark room, also known as Studio 808 here in Chelmsford. This is our local podcasting studio and also DJ studio. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And I'm here today to answer all of the questions that keep coming through on my social media channels. I thought I'd bring it here to you on my YouTube. So welcome back, and are we ready? Let's check it out and listen to what I've been up to.
So Claire, question one. You have a diverse and extensive background in fitness, nutrition and wellness. Can you share your journey with us? What inspired you to enter this field and how has it evolved over the years?
Wow. Well, I've been within the health and fitness world for, about 25 years, even though I don't like to say it's that long. I do have a wealth of experience, and I've done everything from gym instructor, personal training, online coaching, nutrition program, gym management. I've, been a racing driver, worked with teams within motorsport. I've done aerial fitness. I've done reception. I've been doing the person who's opening up and closing late night shifts. So my experience is all across all areas of fitness, health and well-being. I've joined many different prolific companies as well. I worked for the government managing their gyms at the Cabinet Office and the Treasury, and I spent 7 years in Australia as well, working with the largest personal training studio franchise over there, brand manager, product manager, online nutritionist. I helped to build their fitness app and training their trainers, so many different things. And what I've found is the way that my career has evolved is through following the things that I love at the time. Believe it or not, when I was at school, I hated PE. I was not a physically active child, which everyone's quite shocked about. But I got into fitness and training probably in my early 20s because I was a legal secretary at the time, and I couldn't sit still, sitting on the computer with the earphones in, doing dictation, and I wanted to move. I wanted to be physical, and I wanted to do something with the body, but I didn't actually know what at that time. So I just went down my local gym and started off helping out on the gym floor, and then from there it literally just evolved to where I am today. Like I said, many different hats. I guess one of the big kickstarts for me wanting to do more is to show and inspire people how they can live a disease-free life, be healthy, be fit, and the positive impact that has on their general well-being and overall longevity in life as well.
Great. On that note, as a female empowerment coach, how do you approach helping women, particularly those over 35, to find their strength and confidence through fitness and wellness?
Wow. It all started off after I had my own son and became a mum. I found that women kind of lose sense of themselves and their purpose. They're a career person, they're a wife or they're a partner, and then you have your baby, and then it's like, now what? And then it takes a little while to then reconnect yourself, because you're so put into this box where you're everything to this tiny little human being, and then when they don't start to need you so much, or you're looking to go back to work, it's like, well what now? So I set up my business back then, which was called CJ Fit Bumps, to help women learn how to exercise correctly, pre and postnatal, how to feed, eat correctly during their pregnancy, and also nourish themselves afterwards. But more importantly, reconnect to this new sense of self. No longer were you able to be spontaneous, or you had different restrictions, and your whole role and outlook changed. So a lot of women that I've worked with, it really impacted their mindset and their confidence in who they were. So a lot of the initial strategies were helping women who, once they've had their baby, trying to find themselves, feel confident within themselves both physically and mentally again, and then reconnect back to their purpose, their adjustments to life as a mum. And then now, obviously, as women are getting older, moving into those perimenopausal stages, it's like helping women then feel confident. It's like, I'm 45 now, and we are a little bit older. Things are a little bit harder to deal with. We don't have that youth and vitality that we once had, but we've got, we're like wine, we mature and age with wisdom and grace. And better with age. But it's trying to teach women that they can still feel sexy, still feel confident, you know, managing their hormones so that they don't feel that they've got anxiety and different things like that. So it's really trying to focus on helping women through all those different areas and stages of their life so they can stay confident, feel empowered and feel connected to their purpose as well.
You've just touched on this as well, but you have a significant presence in the motorsport industry, working with both drivers across all the formulas and also their internal teams. What unique challenges do the athletes in this field face, and how do you personally address them through your training programs?
Well, my main motorsport training program is my RaceFit program, and I do that online one-to-one and also part of my RaceFit app that I created, which is the only bespoke motorsport fitness training program. Because motorsport fitness isn't generic, there's many different areas we need to focus on for racing. You know, it's like things like grip strength, neck strength, shoulders, upper body, core, and you need to train them differently for each different motorsport discipline. So, you know, I've worked with you know, a lady who completed Dakar, which is, you know, a desert rally for 2 weeks. I've worked with a guy who has been training for and competed in the Isle of Man TT sidecar passenger. Other motorcyclists, karters, single-seater, like, you know, Formula 3, Formula 4 race cars, and your club level championship, you know, minis and Clios. So all of those different disciplines, they have different demands on your body. And again, you know, if you're doing endurance or sprint races, we need to train differently for those. So I guess I adapt my training to make it more bespoke to each person and depending on what their race season looks like, while still focusing on those key areas where they need to be strong and fit within. You know, and I've been able to make a big impact with all the people that I've worked with. And again, I've broken the mold around that. You know, a woman over 40 coming into motorsport with a brand name, with a Naked Warrior, it stands out. You know, it was typically quite a heavy male-focused environment, and it's, you know, opening up doorways to be an ambassador and a role model to bring more females into motorsport. That's why I wanted to do it as well.
Do you think that you actually holding an official ARBS racing licence has also helped that? Does anyone else in the industry do that?
Not that I know of, no. So I do believe I am the only motorsport performance coach who has an ARBS licence. And, you know, it means I've been able to get behind the wheel, get onto track and actually physically experience what my racers are going through as well. And, you know, I understand the theory, I understand the biomechanics of how the body works, and I understand physiology as well. But when it comes to, you know, sitting behind the wheel, I've sat there before and it's like, oh, I've got to go. And I was like, oh my God, my heart rate's gone up. I can feel my hands are getting sweaty. And, you know, even remembering it now, I can feel how I felt then. And it's, even though I'm trained in it and I know how to train the body, I just had this automatic response to it. So it's like, right, okay, if I'm fit and I know what's happening, then, you know, and I'm still getting this, how do I then make it better for my clients so that they experience less of that? Okay, let's adapt their training so that we do more certain things so their body doesn't have those responses. So yeah, it definitely has helped me stand out, and it makes me more relatable and people trust my knowledge and expertise a little bit more.
Great. You also have an online training program that's become quite popular. Can you give us a quick overview of what participants can expect if they were to join your program, and how can it kickstart their fitness journey, motorsport or otherwise?
Both my online training fitness apps, it's literally like having me next to you training there. So, you know, it's everyone has their phone app, palm of their hand. You have your training program that's specifically tailored towards you, your requirements in terms of how many times a week you want to train, where you're going to be training, what your goals are. And then it's a step-by-step video guide on each exercise, an area where you can record all of your training. And then complementing that, we have, you know, your bespoke meal plan that match any dietary preferences. And I do also allow a few little treat meals that come in there as well. So if you want to have chocolate and ice cream, like that's all factored in. And it's literally, it takes the thinking out of it. It's like, open up, you know, monkey see, monkey do. You follow the instructions, the results are going to come. I then check in with you through like my systems on the back end, like the boring tech stuff, but I can see what you're doing. So I can see when you've missed a workout, and I can see also your progress photos going up. And then, you know, we will have different conversations and chats and communication around that to keep you progressing forward. So, you know, if you can't have me literally there by your side, this is definitely the next best thing.
Great. Holistic health and wellness are central to your philosophy, I understand. How do you integrate practices like Reiki, mindfulness and nutrition into your own training programs to provide a well-rounded approach to your clients?
Great question. So I like to look at all of my clients' lifestyles from a holistic perspective, even before I think about writing them a training program. It's having a look to see what their stress factors are, what their sleep schedule is, what their family commitments are and what their work lifestyle is like. So then I can see what needs to be addressed, what needs to be factored in, and then also having a look at their background of their fitness, of their eating habits, which then allows me to identify, are there potential nutrient deficiencies? Have they been going through an excessive period of training or period of stress? How are they feeling right now? And having conversations with them generally allows me to identify, potentially what nutrients they could be deficient in. Where are they in their cycle? Where are they in that phase of life as well? Are they an athlete? Are they finding that they're not recovering as well as they would like? So there's lots of different things that I will look at before even thinking about nutrition plan. I'll also look at their current food habits and their eating habits to see where improvements can be made before looking at supplements or anything like that. Making a few tweaks so the foundations are solid can give anyone like a massive big boost in the results, energy and performance. And then in terms of bringing in the Reiki and the mindfulness, it's always incorporating different strategies around that during different conversations. So I'll always leave my clients with a little golden nugget where they can improve in those areas for themselves as well.
You've also authored several books and regularly speak at events worldwide, and also have graced your presence on some podcasts. What message do you hope to convey to your audience through your writings and your speaking engagements?
The key motivator behind my books and anything that I present on, speak on, write is to inspire people and to show them what's possible. As I've said before, I'm a 45-year-old woman. I just follow my passions. I want to inspire people, particularly women, to go out and dare to dream and dream big so they can achieve all of their goals and not to live a life where it's compromised through ill health or not being able to move. So the biggest key message is inspiration, the right education as well about what's real. That's one of the reasons why I'm called the Naked Warrior, because you will get the real raw truth with me, and there's no BS, and it's honest, and you'll always get that with me. So honest, inspiration and the right education.
Balancing a demanding career, writing books, on podcasts, flying around the world doing motor racing, your personal life can clearly be quite challenging. How do you manage to maintain your own health and wellness amidst your busy schedule? And is there any tips you can give to any of us?
Have an amazing husband. I've definitely got a great support crew around me which allow me to be able to go out and help more people and make a bigger impact, which I wouldn't be able to do unless I had that support around me. I'm very, very fortunate in that my home environment, my family environment is congruent and aligned with my core values as well. Like my husband, he's into fitness, he's into training, he's into eating well. Our son is very, very active, and we live a very tight-knit, active family life anyway, so that helps me stay on track with my training, and we all eat well together. And then having that support group is really the key, and then I try to prioritize my training because I hate going to train people if I haven't trained myself, because then I don't feel congruent as a trainer, and how can I expect people to want to invest their time and money into me if I'm not looking after myself and doing that for myself as well. Luckily I've got the best trainer in the house for me, and he keeps me motivated, he keeps me accountable, and he also tells me when to rein it in a little bit as well.
Can you share a success story, and I'm sure there are lots, or share a memorable experience with a client that highlights the impact of your coaching? How did you help them overcome their challenges, and what was their goal that they achieved?
Oh, do you know what? There's so many different it's not the massive achievements that your clients have that get me fired up. It's like when you see the light bulb go off in their face and they light up and they're like, it's a new PB, or it's a new move that they've just done, or they've got into that dress they wanted to. It's when they've had that I didn't think that I could do that moment, and there's been so many of them, and every time I've been able to facilitate a client being able to achieve that, it's just, you know, it inspires me and motivates me to do that even more.
Great. Clearly, in this day and age of social media, it plays a huge role in every aspect of your business. How do you leverage platforms like Instagram and your YouTube to educate and inspire your audience? And could you possibly share some strategies that have worked well for you?
From a social media perspective, there's so much clutter and noise within the fitness industry. So again, it comes back to being real about the message that I want to send, and I believe that sticking and being congruent with my core values will make me stand out more. So, you know, I have a bit of a joke. I will never be one of those Instagram fitness models that will stand there and get my butt out on TV and doing these bikini workouts and things like that. To get followers, to get likes. You know, you will see me working out, yes, but you will see me working out in a way that's educational, so people can see the intensity to work at, the range you can work at, and also, you know, it's going to be fun. I like my viewers to see that I push myself and that I'm living and walking the walk. I'm not just talking the talk. So it's about being congruent to stand out, and again, giving a message which is true and real and aligned with my core brand values as well. And then on my YouTube channel, it's so you can get to know a little bit more about me, just like you are watching this video as well.
Obviously, throughout your life, you've trained for different things. You've been on stage, you've done aerial work, you've been on motorsport, etc., etc., etc. Can you give us a little sneak peek on what you're actually training for at the moment?
There's a couple of different things that I'm training for at the moment. I'm very heavily focused on improving my own mobility, animal flow. So I'm training to teach Budokan mobility, which is a martial arts inspired yoga type movement pattern. It's very new, it's very exciting, and it's got a lot of jiu-jitsu influence on there as well, which is very aligned with my family and the jiu-jitsu that they do. So I'm working a lot to train within that to improve my movement patterns, and then be able to inspire others to, you know, improve their performance on the mat, but also, you know, their actual longevity as well, and their mobility. And then on the other side of that, focusing a lot of spending my time focusing on breath work, pool work, and then getting down deep as well, because I've got my own personal goals within freediving. So two very different movement patterns, but they link together with the essence of, you know, movement, breath work, calm, and just brand new challenges for me.
Finally, what's next for the Naked Warrior Incorporated? Are there any upcoming projects or programs and events that you're excited about and that you could possibly share with our listeners?
I am super excited. I'm about to be venturing into a whole brand new world for the business for the Naked Warrior, and stepping into the world of luxurious boutique bespoke retreats. We've got single day retreats to luxurious locations around the UK, and there's also some very exciting things in the pipeline for overseas ones, which are going to combine adventure and movement, and then yoga and nourishment. And yeah, there's a lot of things coming on the retreat side of things, so people can really take that time to escape from their normal everyday lives and get connected again to refinding themselves, escape from that whole busyness thing, make the time for themselves, and really get that value put back in so that they can then perform better in all areas of their life.
And will that be with a team, or is that going to be you personally that's going to be hosting those events?
I will be hosting those events, and there will be some people who will be joining me for sure.
Thanks very much, Claire, for your time today. Is there anything else that you'd like to give as a top takeaway for any of our listeners in terms of their business, their mindset, or their physical training?
Make a plan and then go follow it and do it, and seek out experts to teach you. And, you know, if you need help with anything, people can always reach out to me. So, you know, if you have enjoyed watching this video, thank you so much for watching right to the end. Remember to give it a like, and do consider subscribing. And then until next time, I will see you. Take it easy.